Um, there's an interesting question about the beginnings of third parties and how they actually work, and that is, yes, why does somebody, say, volunteer to be a candidate for a party like the Green Party, as I've done, right? Candidate for Congress for the Green Party for the 4th District. And what is it about me that made me sign up for that? In my case, I think, and in what I've seen of other Green Party candidates and so on, it's primarily that we can't identify with the other politicians who are saying that they are speaking for the American people. We can't find any way to think that they're speaking for us. Now, what makes that so? I think one thing is a rather sharp sense of reality, that is, you're kind of not satisfied with purely ideological statements, and you want to compare abstract statements with concrete facts, and find it rather difficult to think that other people are really doing that consistently. You find a lot of misrepresentation, so that you hear some politician talking, and you say, I can't believe that. That's not plausible at all. I don't think anything like that. In fact, I don't think you said a single thing that's true. Right? That you have that kind of response when you listen to politicians, as I do, and most of the other candidates for third parties, I think, do. And so the reason that you want to run for office is because you feel you're immoral if you don't, because you feel you're being misrepresented by other people. You have these politicians saying all the time, well, this is what Americans think, this is what the American people want. And you feel, this is a bunch of pompous, inflated nonsense. They're making any damn claim they want to about the American people, and they don't know what they're talking about. They're just flattering people who feel like listening to that stuff. And you say, oh, I don't think that. They're not saying anything I think, and so nobody else is going to say what I think. I'm going to have to say it myself. And so that's why you sign up to be a candidate. Okay? Now the problem is that you find in running for office, that's not the job at all. What you actually have to do is quite different from that. Now, you do have to state positions that are contrary to other people's positions, or there isn't anything to distinguish you from anybody else, and there's no reason that anybody's going to listen to you because they already have somebody else who can state the contrary position. Okay, so you have to feel that sense of self-definition. However, that's not the job. The job is to mediate amongst the people who support you, to get them to do something that actually makes sense, because politics is not an individual sport. It is a movement of a group, and the primary role of the candidate is to be an executive mediator for the group, to find things that a sufficient number of people in the group are capable of cooperating about and doing happily and feeling good about, so that they're willing to do more of it, right? Because that is the only way that the thing can grow. And so your real job is not being an oppositional character, but being a mediator. And if you can't mediate, and if you can't perceive what other people want and help them get what they want, there really isn't any place you can go. Now, generally, the people who are running for office in the majority parties, the Republicans and Democrats, are quite used to this fact, and generally they like it. That is, they're people who have, in one way or another, come out on top of things in the realm that the majority approves of, or at least sufficient majority of their party and the party leadership. And so they're promoted because they become prominent in doing the things and promoting the things that the people around them already want. and they're not in the job in the first place of disagreeing with people, trying to get them to change their minds, trying to perceive things differently, analyze things differently. They're basically in the job of promoting the things that large groups already want. And so that mediator job is fairly natural to them. They exist in a symbiotic relationship with the groups that they're in and are generally comfortable in that, and that's generally why they're promoted. But the problem that the leader of a small group has is that the general impulse to be such a leader is quite contrary to the necessity of the job once you have it, which essentially is an executive role in which you are mediating and arbitrating and trying to understand other people's needs and positions and promoting other people and helping them understand each other and all of that. Quite different from the reason that you think you need to oppose somebody else.